Happy New Year, everyone! Geek Night here, and well, we're a few weeks into the new year, and there's plenty to be excited about. Looks like it's gonna be a great year for animation, new series debuting in all genres. Originally, I wanted to post a video about the Power Rangers from the Zordon era. It's just that I'm gonna need a little bit more time on that. So in its place, I came up with this topic instead. 5 animated series coming in 2018. There really is no ranking here, just 5 series that I myself am actually really excited about, and looking forward to, and the potential that these series can lead to. So, let's dive right in. Back in the 80s and early 90s, when Saturday morning cartoons ruled the airwaves and every kid was on a sugar rush from a box of Cocoa Puffs or Oreo O's. One cartoon ruled for quite a bit, and that was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And from that came She-Ra, Princess of Power. I honestly don't know who was in charge of making up the names for these characters. She-Ra was a female version of He-Man and his sister. She was known as the Princess of Power, obviously as it says in the name. She fought for the freedom of Etheria instead of Eternia. Not much creative thought was put into naming that country, was there? It was basically one of those television shows that was created to sell toys, but this time to girls. So DreamWorks Animation announced that they are working on a revival of She-Ra, due to be released sometime this year. And I think that's great. She-Ra has been criminally underserved and often forgotten about when thinking of female icons. She deserves to stand alongside Wonder Woman, Power Girl, She-Hulk, and many others. And with today's social climate, She-Ra will have an immediate fan base. But what also has me excited is that action-adventure cartoons are making a comeback. A few years ago, it was a dying breed because they had continuous stories, while cartoons like Adventure Time, Regular Show, and Gumball was more viewer-friendly. You could watch any random episode on any day and not be lost. As opposed to watching an episode of She-Ra during a story arc, some viewers may be lost if you haven't been following. I think because of streaming services, it makes it easier to watch and follow action cartoons. I'm positive that if She-Ra succeeds, other studios will follow suit, and not just creating more action cartoons, but more female heroes. Maybe a reboot of Carmen Sandiego, or even Rainbow Bright can be reworked for modern audiences if done well. And the potential doesn't end there. If She-Ra succeeds, it can lead to another He-Man revival, because she is the sister of He-Man, and further expand on She-Ra's universe, leading to crossovers and other specials. Hell, here's an even crazier idea. Launch a Mattel animated universe with a crossover of She-Ra, Rainbow Bright, Monster High Girls, Barbie, and Polly Pocket. Do it, Netflix. I know some people want to see it. Or not, just that may be bad actually. She-Ra has no official release date, but I'm not too worried on quality given the streak DreamWorks currently has with Voltron, Legendary Defender, and Troll Hunters. And according to superfan James Iatog, the new series has appreciation for the original, as well as developed characters and an epic story arc. That's always great to hear, so be on the lookout for She-Ra coming to Netflix 2018. Feeling good about this next entry? Gorillaz takes us back to the early sounds of alternative music with a splash of hip-hop. Gorillaz is a band of animated characters completely fictional and not even based off the musicians who actually performed the music. And with their most recent album, Humans, there was news of the Gorillaz getting their own animated TV series. I'm surprised this hasn't happened a lot earlier, given the success they had in the earlier 2000s. But I believe this is the perfect time for them to do it. Musicians getting their own TV show isn't something new. There was Jem and the Holograms, the Monkees, Hi-Ai Paphiami Yumi, Jonas, the Naked Brothers Band. Alright, maybe those two aren't the best examples. And Sonic Underground. Okay, that was a joke. Anyways, it's nothing new, but I'm interested to see what direction Gorillaz will take, because their visuals are amazing and very creative. The albums themselves tell a story, I believe, and the characters themselves are interesting enough. As for how the Gorillaz will appear on screen, Jamie Hewlett, the creative director behind the Gorillaz, has said that the series will stick with 2D animation because it's a beautiful style of animation. And with him, I agreed, 2D animation is the classic style, and I believe that series are much more better looking in 2D as opposed to CGI. Not to say that CGI is bad, because if done well, it does look amazing. But we're at a point in time where CGI is a cheap version of animating. I mean, today, an episode of Looney Tunes could probably cost up to $1 million. Not just with the animation though, but also because of the orchestra music, paying colorists to give it that vibrant look, getting top-notch voice actors, and so on. Before I continue rambling on further, I am ecstatic for the Gorilla series. Maybe they'll debut new music on it. Check out their music videos to get a feel on what their visuals are, especially from their latest album, Humans. Also, no official release date on when the Gorilla series will be released, but it is some point this year.
I did it! Our daughter is in bed and it's only 7:30.
Yes!
We all aspire to be functioning adults one day, and for some of us, such as myself, that transition into adulthood can be damn hard and painful. That it sucks the very fun you had as a kid right out of you. Close Enough is a series late 80s and early 90s kids need. It speaks to us, and is us, in animated form. J.G. Quintel breathes new life into the adult animated programs, especially if you've grown dull with Family Guy. They're really out of ideas over there. The Simpsons are, well, The Simpsons exist to reference pop culture at this point of their runtime. And Rick and Morty is losing its charm. I blame the fans. Honestly, Bob's Burgers is carrying the torch if you ask me. So let's hope Close Enough is the big hit we need it to be. From the previews, it looks as if it's gonna be just like regular show, but for adults. So no restrictions this time around. A spiritual successor basically, because even the animation style is exactly the same as it is on regular show. Regular show itself was a gem and it ended perfectly, and I know J.G. Quintel has been wanting to do an adult show for a long time. And it seemed that he hasn't skipped a beat here in what looks like a slice of life series about parenthood, keeping your friendships as an adult, and the holidays as an adult, and so forth. I feel many will enjoy this and could be their new favorite show. And I know many will want more regular show or miss it, but this is close enough, right? I'll let myself out. Is it too soon for a Ninja Turtles reboot already? Nickelodeon doesn't seem to think so, since the last series just ended last year. And this upcoming one has big shoes, or should I say shells, to fill. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the next installment in the Turtles franchise. While the 80s and 90s series was fun and vibrant, and the 2003 series was dark and more close to the comics. Honestly, I forget that it's based off a comic. The 2012 series was a mixture of both, but a little more on the lighter side and family friendly. But still a great series overall. And crazy to believe that we only had 3 series of the Ninja Turtles, given how popular they are over the decades. But what has me worried about this upcoming series is that they are focusing more on the humor than any other previous series. So hearing that, one thing popped in my head. Oh god, please no. If they can do it like the classic Turtles cartoons, sure, I can dig it. But if it's anything like Teen Titans Go, then forget it. I'm out and will wait for the next installment. The premise for this series is that the Turtles will explore the mystic ninja powers that they never knew existed. To me, that means they'll explore the shinobi arts, and maybe a certain female turtle will appear. Maybe. Or is it too soon? There are other big changes in this version that fans may or may not like as well. Raphael is now the oldest and the leader of the turtle team. So, does that mean Leonardo is now cool but crude? Wonder how that will play out. Also, April gets a race change. And I'm not bringing that up to make a big deal out of it, because it really is not that big of a deal. In the early comics, April's race would flip-flop between being black or white, with one eventually sticking, and that's the tiny bit of history of April O'Neil. The show also returns to a 2D format and also seems to be more anime influenced than previous versions. So be on the lookout for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, coming in September. And you guessed it, 2018. I know I said that there will be no rankings on this list, and well, while there isn't, I have to be honest and say that the return of Young Justice is what has me most excited for 2018. The petitions and emails signed and sent just to keep this show alive, as well as buying the comics and marathoning the show on Netflix, has finally paid off and rewarded with a third season. It's quite the victory, because rarely do studios ever revive a show after cancellation, and even more rare if it's animated. Plus, with the cliffhanger season 2 ended with, it would be a crime not to finish this show. Also, Greg Weisman deserves to have a series completed. I mean, Gargoyles got cancelled, and then so did Spectacular Spider-Man. The man needs a win here, and now he has it. Season 3 has plenty to be excited about, especially with the subtitle being Outsiders. Now my guess is that it could shape up to be the Young Justice, or Teen Titans, however they go by, versus the Outsiders. Before going further, let me give you a quick recap of the Outsiders. The Outsiders is a team of superheroes created by Batman after he had a falling out and left the Justice League, and mostly consists of heroes outside of the mainstream hero community. The group is also more proactive than the Teen Titans or the Justice League, seeking out criminals and being a bit more harsh in their methods of stopping crime. Now, who can be the Outsiders in Young Justice? My guess is the group of kids that gain powers from the Reach experiments. And funny enough, a couple of those characters are callbacks to characters from Super Friends. And even more exciting is Static Shock is back. Static can even have Black Lightning mentor him, and hopefully giving both of these heroes more of the spotlight that they fully deserve. The possibilities are endless with a third season, and who knows what seeds they plant for perhaps a fourth season? It can also lead to more animated series. I'm fully on board for another DC animated universe, or even another Static Shock animated series. And what's probably a good thing is that DC doesn't have to depend on Cartoon Network anymore. To me, that's what killed DC Nation, not the toy sales. DC Comics will now have its own streaming service, and I will be a day one subscriber. Yeah, I don't know what content will be on there, but the potential of what could is too great to pass up and not do it. Be on the lookout for Young Justice Outsiders in late 2018, as well as DC's new streaming service. That about wraps it up, folks. These are my top 5 animated series I'm looking forward to in 2018. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are and what you hope to see in any of these series, or if there's any that I missed. Also, if you're a fan of collectibles, figures, and other memorabilia, follow my Instagram page. I take plenty of photos of those stuff. This is Geek Knight, signing off.